but with my salvation in his hand through his storm. You know what I also see? How we manage our storms impacts other people. By Jesus choosing suffering, he chose our salvation over his own comfort. Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad that Jesus managed his storm well so that we could have the opportunity to go to heaven, that he didn't give up in that Garden of Gethsemane, but he pushed through being honest with God, trusting God, and surrendering to God? Because if he doesn't, there is no hope of heaven. You know what I also see? I see that the survivor's bond is the closest bond. You know, my wife did the Avon breast cancer walk. And there were so many women who had family members that had breast cancer. And, you know, it's either that or there are other causes where people survive things and they become very close as survivors. And I see in the passage where Jesus says, so this is why Jesus is not ashamed to call them his brothers and sisters. Why? Because brothers and sisters of Christ, we are in the similar situation as Jesus was. We are in our life storms. And when we get to a face-to-face with Jesus, what bonds us is that we're both survivors. And we're going to look at our Savior and we're going to say, thank you so much for surviving your storm. And he's going to say, thank you for trusting me with your storm. And we're going to be close. And there's this intimacy there that is only made possible through suffering.